start with your beautiful son.
Okay.
And he is beautiful.
Thank you.
He's very special.
Yes, he is.
He's very, he's what we would refer to as a very, very, very old soul.
Okay.
He's like your miracle blessing.
Is he?
Yes. And he chose you. And what the interesting thing is, if you notice how he is, he's very, serious. He can be very serious and intense and pensive, but it's like you have a little man in a baby's body.
That's so true.
You know,
yes.
like a wise man, And if you look at his eyes, the depth of his soul and his eyes are so intense. It's like he looks right through you. And he can see things, and you need to know that your son is very gifted. He's what I refer to as indigo or blue ray children. And they have come in. You're so blessed, dear. They have come in to represent the next stage of human evolution. So he's very evolved. He's a leader. He's someone that's going to be a shaker and a mover and help people and do good things. He has a high IQ already. He's so ahead of even his age to be a baby. He doesn't act like a baby, but he's very close to you. And it's funny, your husband, he wanted a son. he put his order in, I want a son, I want a son. And he is just so happy that he has a son. Hold on. Oh, and he's a hungry boy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he likes his food, Mama, so you better be prepared.
Okay.
And he's going to want to do things for himself. But he's so still little, but you have to understand that he's extremely gifted in the way that I am. Intuitively, mediumship, he sees things. You'll even see him sometimes look, and you're like, what is he looking at? And he's seeing what you can't see to the eye. Do you follow me?
Okay.
So this is an incredible soul, and I know you think you're the mom and the teacher and the mentor and the companion, but he will be your teacher as well. And he's going to be very, very protective over you as he gets older. And it's so funny because he wants to, make sure that he rewards Mom. And whatever his success is your success. It goes on to the family. He is going to do amazing things, your son. And normally Spirit won't let me talk too much about babies because it's their journey, and they don't want you to program the journey. You follow me? But he's extraordinary.
But we did find out he had a genetic condition.
You also are aware that he has a little heart murmur, correct?
He has a heart murmur? Okay.
It's very, very small. He was born with it, but it's already closing. And as he gets older, it's like not even a pen. Do you know what I mean? You take a needle, not like that, okay? So it's something that he was born with, and he will outgrow that. Hold on. I felt that the reason you were calling me mainly was about your son.
Yes, it is.
I felt that you, as a mother, are like, oh my goodness, because he's so, special to you.
Yes, and because of his diagnosis.
This is genetic.
Yes.
And also hereditary, but it skipped a generation or so.
Okay.
Okay. All right. What do you wish to ask me in regards to that?
Well, I'm just so worried. Well, how will he have a life of his own? Will he be able to function?
Yes. Don't underestimate him. And, doctors, my friend, are not God. They're not spirits. And they don't know everything. And you can't, there's not one part of the body that cannot rejuvenate itself or heal itself. And you must hand this over to Spirit and know that he's a miracle. I don't think you understand that he truly is a miracle for you. It wasn't that easy for you to get pregnant.
Yes.
And this is something you wanted and you wanted and you wanted, and he chose you. And you can't box him in and label him and limit him, because he will go beyond. He will do things that will blow your mind.
Okay.
You're fretting and you're worrying and you're stressing and you're making yourself sick and you're coddling him and you're being overly protective because you're so concerned. But he's strong, and he has a very strong will. And don't underestimate him. Now, this is genetic, but this is what I'm not clear on the diagnosis. What do the doctors tell you? Because I do not feel like they're completely accurate.
He had a duplication of a chromosome,
Right.
number 15.
So they're trying to say that he is basically, how I'm going to put this politely, they're trying to say that he is, hold on, I'm trying to look for the appropriate word. I hope they did not diagnose him autistic or slow. Thank you. Okay, stop. Hallelujah. And I'm saying hallelujah because this is very common, my love. This is what they're doing. Okay, are you familiar, like just here, primarily in the States, where they started diagnosing all of our kids in public schools, ADD and ADHD, and putting them on Ritalin or forms without medication, which is like kiddie cocaine? And what the school and the system doesn't tell you is they get paid for that, and they get a higher grade average. And then the children get this, where they have this follow them through. These indigo souls that are so old and special like him that are coming through, this is a new diagnosis that the doctors are, it's like a new racket. I cannot tell you how many indigo children I have come across, even at this age, and the mothers have been told by some idiot doctor, oh, your son has autism, or a slight case of autism, or emotional issues. I mean, the diagnoses that they're coming up with. Now, don't get me wrong, sometimes this is the case, okay? But in this particular case, your son is going to prove those doctors wrong. He's going to prove all the family wrong. And you must have the faith and conviction in him to know that he is very special. And he is not simple-minded. He is not slow. He does not have autism. He is indigo. He is like me. And they do not understand children like us. Do you understand?
Okay, yes.
I'm going to have my manager send to you, or you know what? You need to get him the children's book that's called My Invisible Friends, that has this beautiful illustrations of the artwork about angels and about him choosing you. And even though the words are simple, you can read it to him. He'll see the artwork and he'll understand. But I want you to get an education on your son and what you're dealing with and how this is a misdiagnosis. Even if the chromosome, they're saying, well, there's this extra chromosome. I'm telling Spirit's word and mine, I'm nothing more than a humble messenger. Your son is healthy, and he may be what they think a little bit of a late bloomer, but he's special, honey. He works like visually and hands-on, and the type of school that he needs to. I'm just going to go ahead and send you the one book, Angels Are Talking, which is going to give you an education about this, okay?
Okay, thank you.
That's my gift to you. So I'll have my manager, when I'm done with you, get your address. Actually, she has it. And I'm going to send that to you, okay?
Okay.
And I want you to read it, and it's very simple read, and this will help you to understand him and how to work with him. But I want you on your own to get My Invisible Friends, and you can get that on Amazon.com or through my website, okay?
Okay.
Because that's good for him. He'll understand that, and you'll see him light up and react to it, and you'll be like, oh, my goodness. Please stop limiting him. This is a misdiagnosis to some. This is what they're doing. This is the new racket, the new system, the new diagnosis with the psychologists and the doctors. Your child is slightly autistic, or your child is autistic, or there's a learning disability here, because they're not telling you about the system and the racket and how it's against the people. Do you understand?
Yes. Okay.
Okay? I mean, even looking at him before I got on the phone with you and I scanned him, I did not pick up on any of that. I knew you were calling me major concern with your son and thinking that there was these issues. But he's a late bloomer, but when he blooms, he'll go from not walking to like, look, do you hear me? Look. Okay? Where like you're like, oh my gosh, he just got up, forget crawling, and he starts walking. And then he'll just start speaking. But if you notice, he's hands-on and visual. The schooling that will be best for him, I know he's still a baby, but will be Montessori school or Waldorf school. Montessori school will be better for him Because, listen, if you put him in a regular school, one, they're going to diagnose him. This will follow him through for life. This will make him feel low self-esteem and limited. So you put him in a school with this Montessori, do your homework, and this is a way where they learn at their pace and visual and hands-on and go in nature and do things, and this is the way he learns. Do you understand?
Okay.
See, what it is that these man-made systems no longer work for the people and for these indigo children, hence why they're coming in. God is allowing them to come through. You are blessed to have him. As I said, he will be your miracle and your teacher. And what you need to know is if you do follow that, you can see the racket. Now they've moved away from the ADD because they drugged all our kids up in public school. Do you know that every public school shooting that we've had have been kids that have been diagnosed ADD and put on Ritalin? And that is a form of kiddie cocaine. Did you know that?
Yeah, I've heard of some of your writings on it.
Yes. And do you know now that they've gone buck wild with that, the system, now they're taking all these indigo children and trying to diagnose them with all kinds of things because they don't understand them. Do you follow me?
Yes.
Our Western medicine is limited and primitive. You know this from your own culture. It is emerged now as holistic and Eastern and spiritual with Western, and then Western will go. Cutting and medication and all of this is the lowest form of healing, and we are now to ascend that, to raise the bar, okay? And so he is not what they have told you. Oh, God, this just so infuriates me because I see this all the time. And I'm going to send you the book, and I think the lady even tells a story where I met her once at a book signing, and her son, who was walking but never spoke because he spoke telepathically and clairvoyant, and he felt like he was an alien dropped from the wrong planet, and nobody understood him. Do you know that little boy came right up to me and spoke, and and almost fell over? And do you know I told her to put her son in a Waldorf school? And do you know that she could not find one? And years later, she wrote me, and she opened up a Waldorf school. She's teaching, and her son is brilliant and fine.
Wow, okay.
Okay? I see this all the time, and I'm very... And if I really thought that he could not, if this was the case, I would tell you.
Okay. But do you know why he chose me as his mom? I mean...
Because you deserve it, because you prayed for it, and because what Spirit's only allowing through now is the indigo children, because they are next, again, a stage of human evolution. They are very spiritual. They are very brilliant. They work in a different way that our system doesn't understand. And what do you think 2012 is about, December 21st? It's a shift. It's time for us all to spiritually wake up, and that's what he's come here to do, to show the family, to overcome what you think are, impossibilities, and he shows you, look, anything's possible, Mom. He's going to surprise you. But you got to stop babying him so much and being so fearful and surrender to this God and have trust in God and your son, or you wouldn't have even had him. Do you understand? He chose you. And God blessed that. And he came here for a very important reason. He's an old soul. He didn't need to come here for his own journey and development. Do you understand? And polish his soul and refine it. He came here to serve. He's special. And just because he's special and regular doctors can't find the regular box to stick him in or the bubble because they can't think outside of that box. You understand?
Okay.
So, I know you're a very logical and very analytical and even somewhat healthy, skeptical woman and brilliant yourself. But I know that you believe in Spirit, and I know that you can find this in your heart and in your own intuition.
Okay.
And the other group of souls that God's allowing to come through are children that are truly autistic. And believe me, there's a very big difference, and you would note it. If I showed you a child that is truly autistic, and I showed you even your son right now, you would say, Michelle, there is a very big difference. Okay? He will do the things he needs. He's just a little bit of a late bloomer. And you got to take him out and let him see and touch and feel and talk. And remember, he also just scans everything and thinks more on a telepathic clairvoyant level. But he will